White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
After returning from a rough road trip, the Sox got behind early last night in Game 1 versus these Indians. But in the 8th inning, down 3-2, Adam came to the plate and got her done.
That ball hit hard, way back. Stretch. You can put it on the board. Yes, a three-run shot by Big Adam, and the Sox lead it 5-3.
With the Vegas 2-home run night, the Sox remain one game up with 9 games remaining. Game 2 and the race for the crown continues next right here on Comcast Sportsnet. We are coming to you from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, where this afternoon Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Paul Konerko, Adam Dunn, Alex Rios, A.J. Pierzynski, and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Manny Acta's Cleveland Indians. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you Game 2 of this 3-game series, this huge 3-game series. If you missed the opener last night, you really missed a very exciting ball game. We were losing 3-1. Then in the 6th inning, Adam Dunn with a home run. Then in the 8th inning, Dan Johnson led it off with a one-out walk. Uke with an infield single. Dunn comes to the plate again, a big 3-run homer. We win that ball game 5-4. So probably that's the second biggest play we've had all season long. The first, of course, being Alex Rios breaking up that double play against the Tigers, winning that ball game 5-4. But we got the one-game lead over Detroit. We got to keep going. And this afternoon, Liriano.
Francisco Liriano, the last couple of times out, has thrown the ball very well. He's had his control, and when he has his control, his stuff is good enough to beat anybody. So he goes against the Tribe. He's 5-5 against them lifetime. This year, 6-11. But nothing he's done previous matters. He has to have a good one today. It's going to be a very lively ballpark because it's very warm here in Chicago today. So it should be a beauty if last night was any judge of what this series is going to be like. We've got to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And Corey Kluber goes to the mound for the Indians. We haven't seen him. He's 1-4 this year. His ERA up over 5. He's got a pretty decent fastball, better than average, but his big problem is lack of control. We should be able to take advantage of that, and the fact that he's very slow to home plate, which means our running game could be in high gear. Let's get the second one.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way. Cellular Field for Game 2 of this 3-game set. We'll get to the lineups in just a moment, as they were supposed to hold them a little bit longer. But the first pitch of the ball game to Shin-Soo Choo is taken for a strike. Choo comes in hitting at 280, 15 homers, 58 knocked in. He was 2 for 5 with an RBI last evening. And the count very quickly, 0-2. Indians come in hitting at 250 as a club with a 4.81 ERA. They're 29-50 on the road, 34-41 at home. Pretty good pitch, didn't get it.
Choo having a pretty good bounce back year after a disastrous year last year. That slider just off the corner. Choo showed patience.
That's popped up. Long way for Tank to go. He can't get there. And this is the 14th meeting of the year between these two clubs. In the first 13, our Sox have won 9 of them. So as you know, the Tigers will be taking on Kansas City. It's a 6:05 Central start tonight. Cy Chin. Bruce Chin. All he's got to do is pitch against him the way he pitches against us, and everything will be all right. And his opponent will be Anibal Sanchez. 2-2.
Outfield playing Choo around toward left center field. They're playing him as an opposite field hitter, thinking that Liriano's going to stay away from him. Going to be a very lively day at the ballpark. The wind, a bit of a factor, but daytime, these temperatures, always lively.
And there's a base hit into center field.
Now for the Miller Time starting Indians lineup under Maniacta. It's Choo, Kipnis, and Cabrera, followed by Santana, Kansler, and Laporta, with Lillibridge, Neal, and Carrera rounding it out. The defense lining up behind Liriano, left to right, Viciedo, Diaz, and Rios in the infield. Yucos, Ramirez, Beckman, and Canerco. AJ behind the plate. And we'll get to Francisco in a little bit.
So here's Kipnis at 257, 14 homers, 70 driven in. Takes first pitch strike. Choo, 19 stolen bases in 26 attempts. Oh, and 2 the count.
Our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Francisco Liriano. 6-11 this year. The ERA 5.25. There you look at the numbers. 163 strikeouts and 153 innings, telling you that he's got terrific stuff. All he has to do is get it in the strike zone consistently.
He gone.
Our BMO Harris Bank pitch tracks will show you a sweeping slider. When you get ahead of the hitter, he's got to protect. And that's a perfect pitch. Just off the plate, outside. Kipnis goes down on strikes.
And here's Cabrera. He has given Liriano the most trouble. As Drubel 12 for 22 against Liriano with a homer. Cabrera 2 for 4 with an RBI last night.
And the switch hitter is much better from the right side.
Ball hit high and hooked. And here's the ballpark. 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center.
Choo's trying to get a big enough lead at first base to induce Liriano to show him his best move. It's called a one-way lead, but the only thing you're thinking about is going back to the bag.
Ball gets away, so Chu in the scoring position.
That should be for Liriano his 11th wild pitch. Take another look at it. He throws it in the dirt, and it bounds away.
So a tough customer at the plate. And the 1-1.
The man on deck, Carlos Santana, just like Asdrubal Cabrera, much better average hitters from the right side. But because they hit left-handed so much more, they have more power as left-hand hitters.
Buick will hold Chu. Throw him out. 2 down. Ball hit sharply.
The umpires for the game today. Dan Bellino behind the plate. Jerry Lane, the crew chief, is at first. Mike Esterbrook is at second, and Larry Vanover is at third.
So here's Santana. The switch hitter in this lineup. Carlos hitting at .258, 18 homers and 75 knocked in. 2 for 9 lifetime off Francisco.
There you see the disparity between right and left-handed.
Nothing in 2.
That Liriano slider, when it's right, doesn't matter, right, left-hander, they still can't get a real good look at it because it breaks late, it breaks sharply, and he usually throws it out of the zone, but it's so enticing they can't lay off.
Blocked by AJ. As we've talked about every time he's been out there, Liriano, one of the toughest guys, not only on our staff, but one of the toughest guys in baseball to catch.
Well, the stuff is good, and he throws a lot of pitches in the dirt, and he will each and every time out.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Kanzler, Russ Kanzler, the first baseman on deck. Not even close. And a full count. See if he's going to go with the change or the slider. Ball hit hard. Pitch at 85. And once again the payoff. He gone. And that'll return to the side. Nothing across after a half inning of play. It's their guys nothing, and the good guys coming to bat.
there today. Piazza leading off, and it's Euclid and Dunn who had the big night last night. Pauly hitting fourth with Rios, Pierzynski, Viciedo, Ramirez, and Beckham at second base hitting 9. The defense, and out of the lineup behind Kluber. Neal, Carrera, and Chu in the outfield with Lillibridge, Cabrera, Kipnis, and Kinsler at first base. Santana with the nod behind the plate. And our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Corey Kluber. He's 1-4 this year. The ERA up there at 5.36. 7 home runs in 15 1/3 innings. That's a relatively high number, as are the 67 hits in those same innings. So opponents, especially the right-handers, hitting him awfully hard. And we'll see if that trend continues.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. Piazza, Alejandro at 279, 9 homers, and he's driven in 50. .64 right-hander. First pitch, ball 1. Kluber, 26 years old, 215 pounds. Out of Jacksonville, Florida.
We saw McAllister last night and Kluber here today. And Kluber's control isn't what it should be, but his secondary pitches are a little bit more of a factor than McAllister, who actually threw pretty well last night.
He did, basically being a one-pitch pitcher. Fastball with 2 kinds of fastball.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, and it took our guys a while to figure it out. But the young man has got a chance. And the Indians, hurting for starting pitching, are going to give him every chance.
That didn't take long. And what Steve was talking about in the opening. So good speed aboard. He is 24 for 35.
And it really helps when you're playing a non-contending team, because the Indians are going to be up for this simply because they're got a chance to factor in the race by beating the Sox. But if you jump on them early, you can take a little of the starch out of them, and that's the thing we didn't do yesterday.
Outfield straight up, about equidistant, maybe a small gap in right center. First pitch strike to you. Sox come in hitting at 255 as a club with a 4.05 ERA. Sox 44-31 here at home. And our Sox now sitting on 199 home runs. There he goes. That ball hit hard, but Ezekiel is there. 1 out.
Time now for the Illinois Lottery. Anything's possible quote, and it's from Adam Dunn on his second home run last night. That last home run was probably the most important so far in my career. That was a win we needed. It was fun right now when every single game matters. Not every single game, every situation, every pitch, every out, every big hit. This is a great time of year.
Adam at 210, 41, and 94 knocked in. If you missed that game last night, 6th inning.
Well, the first one was really hit hard. Second one, more damaging, not hit as hard. Both equally as effective, and the big man has 41 of them.
Well, there are always definitive plays, definitive days when you're running for a divisional championship. That's going inside. And we have 2 definitive plays. Alex Rios on breaking up the double play against the Tigers, taking Infante out with a bad throw. Did they cause the bad throw? We scored 2 runs on that play and won it 5-4. And then the 3-run homer last night, not to be overlooked, was a terrific at bat by Dan Johnson, coming with 1 out. He worked a walk, and Piazza grounded out for number 2. Infield hit by Uke, and then the 3-run blast by Dunn. As there he goes.
Well, the base runner never really knows what's going to happen. He just is intent on getting into second base. So that ball trickled away from Santana. And Diaz sliding head first, didn't see that it went that far away. But Santana's not going to throw him out on this anyway, as Kluber is very slow to the plate. That stolen base is going to be there all day long for our speedsters.
And that is number 25 for Alejandro. Cabrera hanging out around second as he checks it up. And the count's 3-1. Only 2 guys have had at bats against Kluber in our lineup. One is Dunn, he was 0 for 1, and one is Beckham, he was 0 for 1. Drops a little spinner on him. So a full count. And that's ball 4. Right now, let's check out our Farmers Insurance Picks to Play. Jim Angio, our director and crew. They go with Canerco. Steve's going with AJ. And all the great folks in our ticket office. Mike Mount, Kenny Williams, Tom Eichstadt, Laura, Mary, Pete Catazone, Nick, Tom, Joe, everybody. We're going to go with Becker. So here's Paulie at 302, 24, and 70. Paulie 1 for 4 last night. Softly hit. Kluber. So that is out number 2, and here comes Alex.
That wasn't a particularly easy play for Kanzler, because on a little chopper in the infield, he realized he only had one play, and then he had to get it. Trust that Kluber was going to be there, and that's a long underhand toss as Kluber catches the ball and then locates the bag.
Well, he had a lot more time than he thought with Paulie running.
Yeah, and well, being 2 young kids involved in this, or 2 young players,
yeah,
they didn't know that they could have gone to the mailbox.
That's right. Takes that outside. Yeah, he picked it up, stopped, planted, looked at it,
signed it, got it over there.
Hey, Bud Selig throwing it over. Pick him up, Alex. That ball hit hard. Stretch. Chu runs it down. Dadgummit. He got a terrific jump right there on a rocket off the bat of Rios. That saved 2 runs, and after 1, no score.
Here in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
And our White Sox are making a push to play in the postseason, so you don't want to miss any of this action. This is the biggest week of baseball so far this season. It is playoff payoff time. You can purchase tickets for the remaining 2012 games and place a deposit on 2013 season tickets, and you'll guarantee seats for the 2012 postseason. So for more information, call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com. So a really good play by Chu. Saves a pair of runs. And first pitch strike to Kanzler, who was 1 for 4 last night. That was a 2-run opposite field homer off Chris Sale. And that ball hit hard into left field and out of here.
Well, when I talked to Manny Acta about Kanzler, what he said was, right now he's not the most polished of hitters. However, he does have some big power. And now we know he's got power to all fields. So he hits just his 3rd home run. We've seen 2 of them. And our 4th home run replay. Laureano tries to go low and in. And Kanzler just drops the head of the bat on it and takes it out.
Got a lot of actions like Gabe Kapler had.
Yeah, not the most fluid of
Right.
swings. Gabe looked very mechanical, but he was real strong.
Yeah. Laporta hitting at 240, a homer. He's driven in 3. That's the 19th home run that Laureano has thrown.
There was another look at Russ Kanzler getting an opportunity late.
Well, Kanzler last year at Durham hit .314, 18 homers, and knocked in 83. That's when he was property of the Rays organization. Well, 2-2 the count.
That's a nice year, and Cleveland is really in need of some right-handed power. They're mostly a left-hand hitting club.
Folks, that one's through the middle. So the 3rd hit for the Tribe, and that'll bring up Lillibridge.
Matt Laporta is another one of the guys that they're waiting for him to break out. They got him in the Sabathia deal. He came from Milwaukee. He was the #1 prospect in their organization at the time. And that time he took a pitch well off the plate, being in protection mode, and took it right back up the middle for a hit. And it's kind of nice. Our fans here giving Brent Lillibridge some applause. They appreciate how hard he played for our ball club, and they let him know it.
Takes first pitch strike. He's hitting at 193, 3 homers, 10 RBIs. It's shanked right side. Going to the count to the 29-year-old all-purpose player. One on, one in. No outs here in the top of the 2nd. That ball hit hard. We got a man there. They're squaring up Liriano pretty well.
3 hits so far and some line drives this inning.
Here's Thomas Neal, 25-year-old outfielder, 3 for 16 since being called up.
All these late season appearances for a lot of these guys could mean an invite to spring training next year, or if they're on the 40-man already, it could mean they're going to get a more extended look. So for everyone, regardless of where you are in the standings, and mostly the young players trying to make it and establish themselves, these are important at-bats or important pitching situations.
Change up. Checks it up, and count hangs now at 2-2. Neal out of San Diego. Originally with the Giants. All right, take your time, boys. Back him up. But the home run by Kansler is second in 2 days, and it is 1-0 bad guy.
The Indians have worked out just perfectly. Sox 6-0. The batting average a robust 322. Runs per game 8.8. Hits per game 11.5, and home runs 9 of them. And that pencils out to 9 of 13 this year against the Tribe. And you can see just exactly why by that graphic.
It'll be AJ, Viciedo, and Ramirez. AJ at 278, 26 homers, 74 driven in. Takes first pitch strike. That one at 93. Had a little flare in the left field. Neal, can of corn. So 1 out. And Sox fans got something to say? Well, share it on Twitter. Use hashtag White Sox Talk. Hashtag White Sox Talk. There's Viciato. Tank at 251, 21 homers, and 67 knocked in. There's the base hit. You can cancel a post game, Joe.
Looked like Kluber trying to get outside to Viciato, but couldn't quite get it there. Takes it through the left side. And he can hit the ball as hard as anybody around. Might not be as far as anybody, but his line drives are legendary.
Here's Alexei. He was 0 for 3 last night. Comes in at 268, 9 homers, and he's knocked in 70. On first hop. And not a good feed right there by Lillibridge.
Now that throw was too low. Every second baseman will tell you if he has his choice, he wants the ball letter high. But with Lillibridge on the run, he just flips his ball, and Kipnis really has no chance at all to get the throw away. So he settles for 1. Almost has it roll out of the glove at that.
Here's Beckham. 239, 16 homers, and he's knocked in 60. There he goes. Did not get a good jump. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the third. It is 1-0 Indians.
Who is the queen of community relations, and It's never too early to talk about Sox Fest. It's coming up. It's next year, and tell us a little bit about it, Christine.
You know, Steve, there's so much excitement about this season. We're going to roll right into the off season and make plans for January. It's a great weekend for fans to get together, spend the weekend. We'll have favorite players from the past and current team members. January 25th through the 27th at the Hyatt again. But the reason we're talking about it now is the best way to enjoy Sox Fest is to book the 2-night weekend package. Those are on sale. Then you can buy the weekend passes. Weekend passes are typically $75, but if you buy before November 1st, they're $60. So if you're planning to come to Sox Fest, and we'd love to see you there, go online to whitesox.com/SoxFest. Buy the hotel package, get your weekend passes, and save some money doing so.
Well, the good thing about Sox Fest is that, number one, it's educational because you're seeing players, you're asking them questions, you get to meet them one-on-one, you get a lot of autographs. It's pretty interesting. You can take pictures, and you can see players in a different light, something you're not able to do during the season.
You know, to your point, Steve, it's just to see the players in their street clothes. We always hear that from people. They're like, oh my gosh, I almost didn't recognize so-and-so. But it's really humanizing. You know, you really get to see the guys, how they are outside of the ballpark environment. And, you know, if you book that weekend package, the 2-night hotel stay with the weekend pass, Friday night is for hotel guests only. So we really minimize the total number of guests there. So fans have such a great opportunity. You know, we have the 5 autograph booths and the photo booths and the seminars. So book that weekend package because then you get so much access on Friday night.
Well, Christine, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Remember, sign up early because this year is going to be more exciting than last. I can pretty much guarantee that.
Thanks, Steve.
Christine always does such a wonderful job. Unbelievable. She never changes. Just as pretty now. She's been here 30 years. Whew. It's unbelievable. 0-2 the count with 1 out. Chu single to lead off the ball game. And that's going to be caught. Thank you very much. Now Chu wants to look for something. So 2 down. Here's Kipnis. He struck out on a good slider, sweeping slider. And that's the soft single, fisted into the hole. So the 4th hit. Kipnis, you got to watch him. He's 28 for 35 in stolen bases.
He's becoming a mainstay on this Cleveland team. He certainly is one of their building blocks, and he's from the northern suburbs here in Chicago, so he usually has a lot of friends and family at the game. This year, average-wise, hasn't been a great year for him, but he's going to be a very good, solid second baseman for a long time.
He's just 25 years old. One 4-0 for the Indians. 0-1-0 for our Sox. That's in center field. Diazzi. And that'll retire the side. Nothing across. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. We need 1 to tie.
Indians pitcher, led the American League with 45 saves in 2007. That's a pretty good year. You think about that? We'll get back to you a little later in the game with the answer.
1-0 Indians here in the bottom of the third inning. It'll be Beckham, then back to the top of the order with Diaz and Youkilis. Gordon was at the plate when Alexei got a bad jump and was thrown out at second.
Well, Lou Marson is not catching today, but last night he got thrown out twice trying to steal and hit into 2 double plays. The first time an Indian catcher had done that since 1918.
Well, they got records for everything.
That's exactly whatever you do is down there.
That ball smoked. Meanwhile, another hang Wilson for Beckham. For the last month, Gordon has been absolutely barreling it up, and he has been hitting into some kind of tough luck.
Well, it reminds me a whole lot of what Alex Rios did for the first part of the year. Now, Alex had enough time to come out of it, and he's had just a remarkable season overall. But Gordon has got that batting average down where it's uncomfortable for him. However, it's not because he's not hitting the ball well, because he has been.
Diaz fakes the bunt. Draws Lillibridge in, and he takes the strike. So the count, 1-1.
Overall this year, you'd have to say that for Alejandro Diaz, it's been just an exceptional season. He's been at the top most of the time, and he's made the most of it.
Full count. Call for base hit. He walked to lead off the first and then stole second. There's a shot that's even better. But once again, good speed aboard.
This looked like a cutter from Kluber that didn't do a whole lot, stayed right in the middle of the plate. Most of the pitchers that fall in love with that cutter find that they're losing a mile or two of velocity off their fastball. And that cutter has been the thing that's been taught to just about every pitcher all over baseball.
Here's Uke. Hit the ball sharply into center field. There he goes. And they got it. So the second man thrown out.
Gets a decent jump. Santana throws it high. Put the tag on him by Kipnis. And it goes 2-4. Good call by Mike Estabrook.
Well, this is one of the best crews in the league. Good to see that they put a good crew in this crucial series. There's a little. Uke hurt his hand or his wrist. Meanwhile, the side is retired, and we're into the fourth, trailing 1-0.
fourth inning is brought to you by the new Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell.
One nothing. Top of the fourth inning. Santana, Kanzler, and Laporta. Two 2-0. Santana struck out. 3-2 changeup. Come back and get him no walks, especially to the leadoff man.
Well, this is where Francisco has to recognize that he's flying open, and he has to keep himself closed, or everything's going to go high and away to the right-handers.
There's one. Make him swing the bat. There's two.
Santana came over from the Los Angeles Dodgers when he was a minor leaguer. Casey Blake. It's turned out very well for Cleveland, as Santana's turned into a pretty solid player.
And the dreaded leadoff walk.
Between innings, Kevin was taping his fingernail. I think on the swing he must have split it. And now, obviously, that's one of two you use in throwing the baseball. You just hope that it doesn't interfere with that.
Kanzler homered. That ball hit hard. Nobody's going to get that one. So the leadoff walk is now going to wind up at third. Trouble of brewing here in the top of the fourth inning. Ducks on the pond, nobody out.
The way Russ Kanzler has swung the bat in these two games, you wonder why he hasn't been here before this. That's a low fastball where he pulled the ball in the second inning. This time he slices it away from Diaza with plenty on it. And Liriano in a jam.
Those leadoff walks tend to do that. They tend to put you in some jams. Laporta single back through the middle softly. Just tuning in, they have been hitting the ball hard off Liriano. Nothing in two. Not a good swing by Matt.
No, he went after a pitch well out of the strike zone. Looked like he had made up his mind he was going to swing at that one anyway. The first low fastball he took in the zone, that probably looked like it. Dipped well out of the zone.
Dig on. Dig out. From the tip of his nose to the tip of his toes.
Well, that's one of the things that stopped Matt Laporta from being the guy they thought was the centerpiece of the Sabathia deal. Now the infield comes in at all four positions.
Lillibridge lined out hard to Rios. Way outside. Thomas Neal on deck. That's one of those at bats right there by Laporta when you walk back to the dugout and the manager's got his arms folded across his chest and he doesn't even look at you. And then what is even worse is when you walk back to that dugout after that bat, is that's out of play. The manager's got his arms folded across his chest. All of a sudden he looks at you, unfolds his arm and says, "Big league hitter, my behind."
But with the infield back, to get another run, Just would have been a ground ball, but when you expand your zone that much, you get a big problem.
Two and one. That happened to me with Gil Hodges.
It certainly wasn't late in your career. It had to be early.
It was early. Had the bases loaded, one out. Sam McDowell was pitching. He threw me 5 straight fastballs to go to 3-2. Then he threw me that great curveball he had on 3-2, froze me, called strike 3. And I went back to the dugout, and Hodges looked at me and said, "Big league hitter, my behind." Only he didn't use behind.
You weren't the Lone Ranger that Sam got.
3-2.
There's a big break because Willibridge should be standing at first base.
He is now.
Well, AJ did a very nice job of blocking that one. He went to the slider. Figured he would make it tantalizing enough for him to swing at it. He didn't, and AJ blocked it and kept the runners right there, but it loads him up.
That'll bring up Thomas Neal, who hit into a 4-6-3 double play. Hit the ball sharply, though. Takes ball 1. Change up. Sacks packed with Indians. All right, boys. Bad feed. Can't get it. Bad feed. Cost us a run. Dadgummit.
Well, you haven't seen hardly any of those this year from Gordon Beckham. It could have easily been 2, but the throw was down. Nothing Alexi could have done because he had to catch the ball off balance and couldn't get enough on the throw to get Neal on the back end of this one.
So a gift run crosses the plate. Gordon knows it. Nobody feels worse about it than he does. Easy double play ball. So now Neal at first, Kansler at third. Oh Lordy. Guerrero. Struck out, called out on the slider.
The outfield very shallow all the way around.
Well, the way he swung the bat yesterday, they're still too deep.
I know. It was a cornucopia of bloopers.
4 of them. 2 of them fell in for base hits.
We're fortunate we're not facing Michael Brantley, who's a pretty solid hitter and doesn't give much ground to the left-handers, but he's got a groin problem.
Brantley's come into his own this year.
He's been a solid player for the Indians.
Well, he's always been a good talent, and they waited and waited, and this year, well, it paid off.
286, 60 runs batted in.
And a good outfield.
There was a break. That one was well up out of the zone.
Well, this is the man you want. Chu is on deck. And there's a base hit. So that double play is going to, this double play I should say, is going to cost us at least 2. And it's 3-0.
First run batted in of this season for Carrera.
Wow.
It's probably going to send the bullpen to work.
Yep.
Carrera knows he's going to see a fastball here. That's a given. And he does see it. Doesn't hit it hard, but puts it in a good spot.
When you're going down the stretch, you just cannot make mistakes like that. It's tough. But it's going to happen, and here comes Coop.
That's to let Brian Omagrosso get maybe another 10 to 15 warm-up pitches. He just started throwing.
And while Coop goes out there, you can watch the game in luxury from behind home plate in the Gold Coast Tickets Club when our Sox are at home here at U.S. Cellular Field. Gold Coast Tickets, you got a guy. So Carrera's going to be running. He's 7 for 8 in stolen bases. And they've got Neal at third. Pretty good lead.
Those are pretty good numbers with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. 305. Talked about this being a bounce back year. Chu hit just 259 last year. But because of injury, played in just 85 games. AJ giving signs to the infield on what he is going to do if Carrera takes off.
Back to me. Wait till he gets 2 strikes. And there's the base hit. So that's a 3-run double play, missed double play that it has cost us. And they're still hitting. So it should be a 1-0 game. It is 4-0. And it's going to cost Liriano an exit.
RBI number 59 for Chu.
Those are the plays right there that do not show up in the box score. So Liriano got a bad break there from a terrific second baseman. Had a bad feed. One of the few mistakes that Beckham's made all year, and it really has jumped up and bit us.
Doma Grosso on for the 14th time. He doesn't have a record. He does have a 3.60 ERA. And he's got runners at first and second. 2 outs here in the 4th inning, already trailing 4-0.
And take another look here. It's a perfect double play ball, and Gordon's just going to give him. He had more time than that. Rushed it, made the bad throw.
That put Alexi right in the path of the runner and off balance, and he couldn't get the return there in time.
Broke the whole rhythm. Just that little, another 6 inches or 8 inches or 10 inches more towards Alexi's left, and they turn it, and that's what has cost us at least 3 and maybe more. To another count.
Kipnis with pretty good numbers with runners in scoring position.
Cabrera on deck. And that ball hit deep, but we give them 3 gift runs and they lead it 4-0.
In 2007, and the answer, Joe Borowski.
Well, there's a short shot of Gordon. There's nobody in this ballpark, no fan, not Robin Ventura, not Liriano. Nobody feels worse than he does right now. He has been absolutely magnificent for us. And just that one errant throw has put us in a huge hole at a bad time, and he is absolutely distraught. He's a winner. That's why he feels that bad. But we got plenty of time to get those 4 and more. First pitch strike to Adam, who walked. Two 2-0. No, check that. 1-1 to count.
American League home run leaders: Hamilton ahead of Cabrera by 1, ahead of Dunn and Encarnacion by 2, and Granderson has hit his 40th, so 3 ahead of him.
Got him. He knew it. 1 out.
That was the cutter that Kluber likes so much.
His first strikeout.
Hamilton with 43 home runs missed 5 games because of having an eye problem due to too much caffeine. We hadn't heard much about that before that happened, but 5 games is a lot, even though they're pretty much in control of their division.
That's on the other side of the page. There are some eye conditions. Caffeine helps. Not his, evidently.
No.
Probably with a 1-1 pitch. Ball hit hard. I don't know if this. I think it is ocular occlusion. That's when your eyes will start. You'll see wavy lines in them. They say that's the quickest thing you can do is take some caffeine for those, and that'll clear them up. According to our terrific eye doctor, Tracy Williams. Softly hit. 2 down.
Well, after that first inning where Kluber had all kinds of control problems, he has settled down. He's working quickly and throwing mostly strikes. It helped to have Santana gun down 2 would-be base stealers.
So here's Rios. He hit it right on the money with 2 on, then on second, third, 2 out in the first inning. Pitch taken up high. Hit it into right center field. Looked like it was going to be in there, and Chu got a terrific jump and made a relatively easy play out of it. He had a long way to go for a vicious line drive and got there. And if you miss that back in the first inning, poof.
Chu, a terrific outfielder, especially for a guy that a lot of people thought would be a major league pitcher.
Jammed him right there, Cabrera. That didn't take long. 1, 2, 3, and we're in the hole. 4-0. Hispanic Heritage Night. And post-game fireworks presented by Miller Lite. So for tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com. That's this Friday, Hispanic Heritage Night. 4-0, top of the 5th inning. Wrong team. Cabrera, Santana, and Kanzler. Face on Grosso. Breaking ball strike. Cabrera, hitting here in the top of the 5th inning, has already been to the plate 3 times. He's 1 for 3. And the count 0-2. Want to send a big White Sox hello and shout out to James T. McDonald. James, who is in Rush Hospital. He's going to be there for about a month. Huge Sox fan. But James, in fact, he's got a room that he could see the fireworks last night on Adams Homers. But don't you worry about a thing, because Dr. Michelle Larson is going to take care of you. So get well, and we'll see you at the ballpark. James McDonald. Two and two the count. Let's hold them right here, boys, and we'll come back. And James, you got to really concentrate and get some energy going over here on our bats.
Cabrera turns around to hit from the left side for the first time today.
And that's trouble. But Alex is going to hold him to a single. So the leadoff man aboard, and that'll bring up Santana.
Another switch hitter that will turn around and hit from the left side for the first time.
Well, Santana started off that 3-1 4th inning with what? Guess what? Base on balls. It's gotten to the point now, it's amazing. Every time we walk the leadoff guy, what happens? I mean, it's almost every time.
It's always costly. It just seems like over the last month it's become much more costly.
It's been almost ridiculous. Cabrera 9 for 13 in stolen bases. Cabrera, just a terrific player. Count evens at 1.
Last year for Cabrera, it looked like he was about to break out and be one of the better offensive shortstops in all of baseball. He had 25 home runs, drove in 92, hit 273. He stole 17.
Big rip. He was all over it, just underneath it.
This year the power number is down just a bit. Average down. There's not too many teams that would turn him down if a trade were to be offered, which couldn't see Cleveland making.
Well, there comes a point that you got to start keeping some of your good players. Close pitch, didn't get it.
Nissan pitch tracks. You see the 4 appear off the plate.
He gone. He knew it. 1 out.
That time he filled up AJ's glove at the knees on the outside corner.
There's Kanzler, a homer and a double. Four 8-0 for them. 0-2-0 for us. Curveball strike.
I give Dan Bellino credit for calling that pitch only because AJ was jumping up, looking to first base to try to make a throw. And sometimes the umpire's vision gets obscured by that, especially on a breaking ball. And that pitch had the plate.
Well, what we said last night after Dan blew that call at home plate, he's a good umpire. Good umpires, they're going to miss calls as well. He's a good young umpire. Here he goes. And that is right off the end of the bat, down to Paulie for out number 2. Looks like everything's straight. Kanzler's dangerous. Anything is spinning, not so dangerous.
And one of the reasons why you don't get here when you're real young, and one of the reasons why a lot of guys can't stay here, is their inability to hit either the slider or the curveball. But there's a lot of guys that can't hit them real well, but they never miss a fastball.
They cover the fastball.
They just, you make a mistake with that, and they will burn you.
And that is, for all you youngsters out there, what Steve just said. All you youngsters playing in junior leagues, high school, even college. If you're not a good breaking ball hitter, you can still play in the big leagues, but you better be able to cover that fastball. And there's one right there at 93 to Laporta, who's 1 for 2.
Laporta struck out in a big situation. It looked for a minute like it's a very good chance that Liriano was going to get out of that 4th inning. Laporta with runners at 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. Swung at 2 pitches way out of the zone. The last one face high. That one almost turned him into a pretzel. Francisco got let down a little by the defense today. Did not throw badly. But after the double play wasn't made, the concentration just seemed to disappear.
High pop up right side, Paulie. And that'll retire the side. We're halfway home. We got some work, some woodwork to do. course, Chicago's most eligible bachelor, according to Mike Leary.
Wow. Now there's a distinction.
Ladies, there he is. Our Chuck.
That he could be your Chuck.
Here's AJ. AJ went out to left. Our Chuck, I think Mike Leary just dubbed you. The 0-1. That ball hit high and deep. Stretch. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. Number 27 for AJ, and we're back in it. It's a 4-1 ball game.
.75, 2 away from his all-time high in runs batted in. His 5th home run of the year against the Indians. And our Ford home run replay, Kluber throws a fastball right down the middle. And AJ provides a souvenir for the fans in right center.
Tank, who singles back in the 2nd. And of course, with that home run by AJ, the Alex Snellius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities throughout the course of the season for every home run hit. And that is number 200. 200 homers, so $20,000 donated by Alex Snellius in loving memory of Ursula. That ball hit deep. Way back to back to yes. It's a 4-2 ball game. Mercy.
22 and 68 for the power numbers for Viciedo. And that was a line drive rocket. We talked last time about how hard he hits the ball. In our Ford home run replay, this is a cutter that does very little except on a rope goes out of the ballpark. 4 runs in this park during a day game is nothing. Not with the bats that we have. Niebla goes out to talk with Kluber to settle him down somewhat. Still nobody out here in the 5th inning.
Here's Alexei. Pours that fastball over at 93. Alexei hit into a 5-4 fielder's choice. And then was gunned down trying to steal by Santana.
Don Cooper talking it over with Juan Nieves.
And that has popped up. Ezekiel. 1 out.
200 home runs in a season in the White Sox franchise history. And the ball club just eclipsed 2005. 13 left to go to jump on top of 2001.
Gordon 0 for 1. He just hit a shot into center field at Carrera. Made the play on. Another hang Wolfham. A little spinner. Don't help him out. 3-1. Diaz on deck. Yes. First walk issued by Kluber since the first inning when he walked 2.
Well, the Indians haven't started anybody loosening up yet as you look at Manny Acta.
Alejandro has walked and he has singled. And that is just foul.
Larry Vanover on the call as that ball was rifled right past him. And about 2 feet foul. There
That would have been sweet.
Here you see the line score on Kluber.
One out, 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, I tell you, Stevie, I would give my golf clubs up for 1 week of continuation hitting.
Well,
it's been so long since we've had continuation hitting.
We had continuation home runs to start the inning.
That's, boy, I tell you, that's been the soup du jour, the Blue Play special for us, the home run. But meanwhile, we need some continuation.
Now the bullpen up and going. Allen, a hard-throwing right-hander, and Maine, a veteran left-hander, throwing in the pen.
Good lead by Becker. 2-2 the count. I don't know about my golf clubs, but I sure give my putt up.
That you might give up anyway.
I think he's been sick for a couple of years now. 2-2. Got him.
Backdoor cutter.
2 down.
Santana wants it outside. Actually, the ball was a touch off the plate. Santana just eases it back. And he got the benefit of the call.
So here's Uke. He's gone out to center and grounded to short. Takes ball 1. Come on, Uke, get on for bigger.
Uke is trying to become the 6th member of this team with at least 20 home runs. And all he needs is 1. Jose Quintana loosening up in the bullpen. That was the call from Don Cooper to Juan Nieves.
Right there. One and one to count. Reach back, put a little giddy up on that one.
Well, he showed us that he can get up there 94, 95. He doesn't pitch there, but if he wants to go get it, he's got it. That's going to be an outside fastball. You take it to right.
So Delino called him out on his own. So we get 2 runs. We'll go to the 6th, trailing now only by 2.
The swing that ended it. It's a cutter away. Dan Delino didn't need the help of Jerry Lane. He called him out on his own.
And there's strike 1 to Lillibridge. Lillibridge 0 for 1 with a walk.
Have to believe that Quintana would be getting loose for possibly Carrera, but certainly Chu and Kipnis.
He gone.
Good slider by Omagrosso.
Thomas Neal hit into a 4-6-3 double play, and then he hit into a 4-6 force out, picking up an RBI when it should have been an inning-ending double play, and they went on to get 2 more. So 3 runs on a double play that was not turned back in the 4th inning. And that's the difference in this ball game. Could be a 2-1 White Sox lead, but it's not. And a big White Sox shout out and happy birthday to Cora Buchanan. Cora celebrated her 90th birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Cora. And many more, hon. From all of us here, the White Sox fan.
Nate Jones has joined Quintana in the bullpen.
No walks, Brian. Full count. Neal's got a pretty good swing. He's just 25. Oh, that's the old equalizer there. Grab some bench. 2 down.
Took a little something off the breaking ball, and Neal just gave up on it. That's in the zone. Good pitch. Nissan pitch tracks. Wasn't the biggest breaking slider, but it was certainly effective because it froze Neal.
So here's the looper. Ezekiel Pereira. A little looping RBI single back in the fourth. Backdoor hook. 0-2. That's the hardest ball he's hit in 2 games. Meanwhile, a 1-2-3 inning. All right, boys, let's don't stop now. Sox open a 4-game set with Joe Maddon's Tampa Bay Rays. It's going to be a tough 4-game set. Coverage begins at 6:30 with White Sox pregame live, presented by Honda City. White Sox Rays, Thursday night at 6:30 on Comcast Sportsnet. Now the game tomorrow night will be over WCIU. They have not announced who's going to be pitching for us, but Justin Masterson will toe the bump for the Indians. So here we go. 4-2 Cleveland lead. Dunn, Canerco, Rios, Pierzynski. He did not go. That evens accounted 1. Adam said no. The ball was high.
Take a look at the Nissan pitch tracks. Looks like it had part of the zone. In the meantime, was Santana, who brought it back down because he thought it probably was high. And Bellino is hearing it from the dugout.
Coop was getting on it. He did not go. 2-2. And that is low. So full count to Biggin.
The bullpen's still up and going for the Indians, so I think Kluber's on kind of a short leash.
Change up.
That's the best change up by far he's thrown today. 86, and he's got Adam swinging at the motion as opposed to the baseball, and he's well out in front of it. Three walks, 4 Ks, 4 hits, and 2 runs.
Paulie has grounded out 3-1 and then hit a little soft line drive to Cabrera. Very quickly the count 0-2. That one. Asdrubal for out number 2. And that 4-game series starting Thursday with the Rays. They're going to run 4 good ones out. We have not announced our rotation as of yet. Probably be Peavy on Thursday. James Shields for them. Friday, Matt Moore. Saturday, Jeremy Hellickson. Sunday, David Price. Price 18-5 with a 2.58. Alex chops it foul. He is lined out hard to right and grounded to short.
When I was looking at the games today and saw Price was throwing, I knew we'd get him on Sunday. He's the kind of guy you want to miss if you get a chance. And they've got good pitchers in Tampa Bay.
Well, that's a good definition of pitchers. That is just foul. Just foul. Yeah, Price has got terrific stuff, but he has now become a good pitcher.
Well, he did exactly what Chris Sale did. They brought him up to the big leagues. They put him in the bullpen. Surprisingly, he closed for him. There you see ERAs. Tampa Bay leads Oakland, then the Mariners, Tigers, and Yankees.
Well, they have a staff that's very similar to going back to when the Baltimore Orioles were dominant. None of their guys are overpowering. Now, Price can be overpowering, but he's the only one. Matt Moore can be overpowering. Is that ball they playing him perfectly? Bobbled by Kipnis, controls, and then throws him out, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. We're into the 7th. We need 2 to tie. All the Grizzly details with Bears analyst and '85 Super Bowl champ Tom Thayer. Also CSN's Pat Boyle. So the Lance Briggs Show, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, tonight at 11, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend.
Well, after just a terrific job by Brian Omogrosso, Jose Quintana comes into the game. He's 6-5, the ERA 3.62, on for the 24th time. Just the third time out of the bullpen. He started 21 games. His job, quite simply, is neutralize the left-handers and try to keep it right there at a 4-2 deficit. And one of the things you do see there are the shadows that are creeping ever closer to home plate. So it would be nice to get some runs before visibility becomes a factor.
Here's Chu. Kipnis on deck. 2 1/3 terrific innings from Brian Omogrosso. Just that one hit, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Getting that curveball over, and he's just getting more and more confidence. That ball deep in the left field. Tank. He's there right in front of State Farm.
Apparently the sun not that much of a factor in left field. Feliciano stays right with it. Has a couple of steps to spare. Chu hit that ball hard.
So here's Kipnis. He's 1 for 3. Takes a bunt, takes a strike. Off the end of the bat. 2 down.
And here comes Robin. So he got the 2 left-handers that he wanted. We told you that Cabrera and Santana were better right-hand hitters than left. So that's going to be it for Quintana as he gets a job well done, pat, by Robin. Nate Jones will come in. Quintana will step out, and we'll be back after these messages. Nate Jones.
Adults aged 21 and over will receive a commemorative 2012 team photo presented by Rivers Casino. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
And there you look at Nate Jones, our Honda call to the pen. What a year. 8-0, 61st appearance, ERA under 2.5. He's just gotten better and better as the year has worn on. He's one of our most dependable out of the pen.
There's 2 out, and here is that Drupal Cabrera. I believe I said he was 1 for 3 last time up. Now he's 1 for 3. He is single. Leading off the 5th inning. Lined hard to center in the 3rd and grounded out to 3rd in the 1st. And that has popped up. AJ going to get rid of that mask. And that'll retire the side. 1-2-3 inning. 7th inning stretch. It's 4-2 Cleveland. Friday, each Friday home game, one lucky fan will have the chance to win 2 free round-trip tickets to anywhere in the continental United States that United Airlines flies. United, proud to fly our White Sox. And thank all the crew and all the people at Atlantic Aviation for a terrific job, well done in 2012. AJ tries to bunt it. Here's what he did leading off the 5th.
27th home run of the year. It started off the scoring.
Broken bat off the end. Cabrera's got to round it off. Good play. 1 out. It'll bring up Tank. And here's what he did in the 5th after AJ.
He's 2 for 2, and here's the second of his 2 hits, a line drive rocket that made it where we stand now at 4-2. In the meantime, Joe Smith is losing in the pen, and Kluber is still hanging around.
I'll tell you, when you look at Tank and then you think, well, who else could hit line drives like that? The 2 guys that pop out to me, Dave Winfield and Bo Jackson. Vicious line drives. 2 Hockman. Dillibridge. And quickly 2 out. Well, here's Alexa. He's 0 for 2. Into a 5-4 field of choice. And he was caught stealing. And he has popped up the center. But we're going to have to do something about getting some runs without the benefit of the home run.
We're probably in the neighborhood of 45-46% of our runs coming with home runs, but lately it's been even a bigger percentage than that.
It seems that's the only time we can score lately is with the long ball.
We're right at 45%. As Dave Ross, wizard with the numbers.
Among other things.
He keeps track of that. I mean, he keeps track of that from morning till night.
This didn't take long. A 1, 2, 3, 7th. And we're into the 8th, trailing by 2. They have doubled up in every category of hits and runs. Santana will lead it off against Jonesy. Takes down low. Santana 0 for 2 with a walk. He was 1 for 1 with 3 walks last night. So 4 walks for Santana. Chops that one foul. That walk started off that 3-run 4th inning. They scored 1 in the 2nd, 3 in the 4th. We scored 2 in the 5th. If you're just tuning in, back-to-back homers by AJ and Viciedo. That's low. As we mentioned, the Tigers. They're at home against Kansas City. Cy Chin. Bruce Chin. Use that changeup very effectively tonight. He's 11 and 12. That ball hammered.
The ball was hit so hard that Rios came in to make the 1-hop grab and knocked him back a couple of steps.
So here's Kanzler. He has doubled, he has homered, and he is grounded out to first. But Chin will be opposed by Anibal Sanchez, who's 8 and 13.
You see Rios have to stabilize himself with the velocity of that one-hop shot.
Last year in Toronto was the closest we've seen an outfielder come get handcuffed. Oh, line drive.
Well,
Alex was playing center field.
It was off the bat of Bautista.
Bautista hit a rocket.
Wow.
You bring out the cape because he definitely wanted to olay it. That's how hard that thing was hit. 0-2 the count. And that ball hammered. That one in 98. So Kansas was proving to us he can hit a fastball. If anything's straight, he's dangerous. You better spin it to him.
Well, he's a triple shy of a cycle.
Meanwhile, trouble a brewing here in the top of the 8th.
He just crushes a 99-mile-an-hour fastball and gets out in front of it. So hand speed is not the problem with Russ Kansley. He's got plenty of that. Now we're going to see a pinch hitter for Laporta.
Hafner.
Don Cooper getting that bullpen up and going again.
That's not a Hafner.
No.
Cord Phelps. I thought Hafner was number 48.
He looks like half a Hafner.
I was getting ready to say, if I did, he's on a diet.
Very good shape on the DL.
There's a good play. Yes! Toughest running play for a runner in baseball. When that runner goes through the ball and you're hung out to dry.
Well, AJ, who threw out 3 would-be base stealers last night, gets off a perfect throw here. The Home Depot doing more on defense, and this could turn out to be a huge play. The throw is there. Well, the throw is there.
Oh, Phelps is 46, not 48. Oh, and 2 the count. Cord Phelps. Yeah, that's the toughest play in baseball for a runner. Bunt play on your own second.
Especially when you don't have the greatest speed and you know you need a good jump because you're not sure how they're going to work the defense. You don't want to get forced to third, so you take a little deeper secondary lead than you normally would. And,
well, that's double trouble for guys like that.
And Santana got gunned down.
He gone. 2 down.
Good hard slider low and in, just disappears. And the shadows have crossed home plate, making the visibility that much tougher.
There's Lillibridge. He's 0 for 2. Yeah, that play at second base right there probably gives the manager the least pinky when you get picked off of any other time. Because if he was a player, then he's done it.
Well, the big difference here is that he put up Phelps because he could bunt, and then he winds up having to swing away when the guy gets picked off.
Yeah. Double jeopardy. 1-1 to count. All right. Lady got that hard carom coming down.
Vinny Pistano loosening up in the bullpen now.
That one at 100 by Jonesy.
Pistano's had a great year. Only last night, an 0-2 pitch cost him a 3-run homer to Adam Dunn.
And there's a souvenir right side. Yes, he did. He gone. So he pitches out of it. Good play by A.J. We go to the bottom of the 8th. We've got 6 outs. Get 2 to tie. At the Palmer House Hilton, presented by Miller Lite, by Pepsi, by Comcast Sportsnet. To join current players and White Sox greats January 25th, 6th, and 7th for an exciting weekend of White Sox baseball. That is always a ton of fun. Early bird rates are available until November 1st, so visit whitesox.com/SoxFest to book now.
Got some defensive replacements. Jack Hanahan comes in at third base. Casey Kochman takes over at first base. And Vinny Pistano. He's 3-3. Picked up the loss last night. 2.44 ERA in this his 67th game. He's been a good one and had a remarkable year out of the Tribe pen.
So here is Gordon. The old base on balls got him in trouble last night after retiring Alexei. Van Johnson had a nice at bat working base on balls. Then he got Diaza, then an infield single by Uke, and then of course the 3-run bomb by Adam Dunn.
Brett Lillibridge shifts to left field. Thomas Neal leaves the game.
The 1-1 pitch. Soft chopper. Cabrera guns it over. Pulls it off the bag. Lead man aboard.
Well, Cabrera commits his 19th error of the year. You might not have realized how quickly Gordon gets down the line. It is an error. He takes his time. He waits back and then tries to gun it, but pulls the leg of Kochman off first base. You see it right there? Kochman showing Jerry Lane that he did catch the baseball. That's only 50% of the equation.
Well, here's Diaz, a walk, a single, and a strikeout. Hanahan in on the grass. Fakes a bunt, takes the ball. Decent lead by Beckham. 2-0 the count.
From this angle, we can show you that he did indeed catch the ball, but see, he's trying to get his foot back to the bag, which shows you that he knows it came off.
Uh-oh. Oh, Lord. Rack him up. 2 down.
Gordon did his best to go down and try to get a piece of Cabrera on the pivot, but couldn't get there in time as that ball was hard hit and right at Kipnis.
So here's Uke. He's 0 for 3. He's due. That ball hammered. Meanwhile, he can't get there. Bad read.
I don't know if
he lost it in the sun or not.
I don't think he saw that ball. Hugh gets a base hit, keeps the inning alive for Adam Dunn. And Lillibridge, instead of cutting across, kind of went on an angle straight back. So big base hit for Euclid.
And here's Adam. He did not go. Breaking ball down and in. Kochman not holding on. Uke is there's another one. That one. No contact. And last night, 8th inning, 2 on. We were trailing by 1.
And the 0-2 fastball on the outer third goes out of the ballpark.
That fastball at 92, chop foul, and the count 1-2.
Kind of a different story here as Pistano in bright sunshine, as is the rest of most of the field. And Adam obscured in the shadows.
Not today. And we're into the 9th, trailing 4-2. first. Coming up tonight at 6:30, a complete White Sox wrap-up, plus sights and sounds from Medina, the Walker Cup. Walker Cup? I don't think so. It's the Walker Cup.
No.
It's the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
So join Pat and Mark for Sportsnet Central, presented by AT&T Uverse, tonight at 6:30, only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
It could have been the Walker Cup.
I think they've had the Walker Cup in Medina. Anyway, we trail it by 2. That's into center field. So Cotron is retired. And here's Ezekiel. Carrera 1 for 3 with an RBI. Big 3-run 4th inning. If you're just tuning in, made it a 4-0 ball game. Then we had back-to-back homers from AJ and Viciedo in the 5th, and that's where it stands.
Carrera always a threat to bunt, but then in mind, Euclid is well in on the grass at third and coming forward with the pitch. There it was, but no execution.
1-2. Always mystified me when you get a little guy who doesn't have a whole bunch of power. He does have 2 home runs, who can run like him, and he doesn't try at least twice a game to bunt. Just mystified me. He gone. 2 down.
Well, if he does, he will accomplish a dual purpose. Number one, obviously you can get a lot of bunt hits. Number two, you bring him in at the corners and then you can slap the ball by him.
So here is Shin-Soo Choo. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI. And the play of the game has been a play that was not made. If you're just joining us, it was the double play that was not turned. It was one out. Back in the 3rd inning, perfect double play ball. They did not turn it, and they went on and scored 3 runs. That one at 87. 0-2 the count to Choo. For our guys, Canerco, Rios, AJ, Viciedo, Alexi. That's a fair ball. Nate did not become a spectator. He got over there like he should. And a nice 1-2-3 inning. Meanwhile, we've only got 3 outs to get 2 runs.
That's a double play that was not turned. A low throw. Alexei can't get enough on it, and Neal beats it at first. That scores 1 run. Carrera comes up, dumps this into right center field. That scores another run. And then Chu comes up next. Line drive left field. Scores the 3rd run. And right now that inning is the difference as Chris Perez comes into the game. Now for the 58th time, 36 for 40 in save opportunities. The ERA 3.35. And a nice job by Nate Jones and a great job by the bullpen. Omogrosso 2 1/3, Quintana 2/3, Jones 2 1/3, all scoreless.
Paulie 3 for 11. Perez will lead it off for us.
That ball hit hard, stay in the air. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. A bullet out of here, and it's a 4-3 ball game.
25 and 71 in the power numbers. Canerco picked on the first pitch and hit it out of the park. 3 solo home runs to put this ball club within 1 run. Our Ford home run replay. First ball, fastball, and gone.
So here's Rios. Takes that breaking ball low and away. And he is 3 for 10 against Perez. And of the 3 hits, 1 of them stayed in the park. And that was a triple. 2 home runs and a triple. High into right field. 1 out. And that'll bring up AJ. AJ 1 for 3 with a homer this afternoon, and lifetime against Perez is 0 for 7. Takes that low and away. Down and in. Come on, AJ. Dan Johnson on deck.
Those last 2 sliders were about as good as Perez has. They really bit down and in.
Softly hit. And that is out number 2. So it's up to Dan, hitting for Viciedo, who was 1 for 3 with a homer. He has only faced Perez 1 time, and he's 0 for 1. Zone him in, reel him in, and light him up, Dan. He got the catbird seat, 2-0. Checks it up and takes the strike.
This is one of the few teams that shifts on Dan Johnson just exactly like they shift on Adam Dunn. Kipnis is way out in right field.
Pass low, 3-1 with Alexei on deck. He did not go in. That's ball 4. So the tying run aboard. Second game in a row that Dan has had a good at bat, walked. Now JD is going to run for DJ. Johnny Danks. So here's Alexei. He is 2 for 7 off Perez.
The outfield is back about as deep as they can play without being on the warning track. Now Carrera shifts over to straightaway center. He was in right center before.
Takes it right there. Might be the best pitch of the whole sequence he's going to see.
Menard's pitch tracks, and this ball had most of the plate.
Come on, Alexei. Stay with it. That's up high. That's low.
Big stop by Santana. Stops the tying run from moving 90 feet into second base. Dutchman is well in front of Jordan Danks.
Jordan with a pretty good lead. There he goes. No. Watch out. And a full count with Beckham on deck. All 4 base hit right here, Lexi. Make him throw you a strike. And that's ball 4. Back-to-back walks. And here comes Beckham.
Now Santana goes out and talks with Perez. And Gordon Beckham with a chance to at the very least tie up the ball game, and maybe more.
Now the outfield comes in a little bit. From where they were, comes in a lot. Gordon has faced Perez 8 times, has 2 hits. Today he's 0 for 2, a hard line drive into center field, a walk, and he reached on an error by Cabrera. And there's a 2-hopper to force, and this ball game is over. So the Sox have given the Cleveland Indians game 2 of this 3-game set. They gave them 3 gift runs in the 4th inning, and that was too bad.
And unfortunately, once again, we couldn't manufacture any runs, all 3 runs via the home run. So 1 run short. Perez nails it down for his 37th save. And the Indians take the 2nd game of the series.
So as it stands, we're a half game in front of the Tigers, who will be taking on Kansas City later on. Bruce Chin, side Chin, against Sanchez. So for my GMC player of the game, it is the 26-year-old right-hander, Corey Kluber, our GMC player of the game. So for my partner Steve Stone, our director Jim Angel, our producer Mike Leary, our associate producer Dave Ross, our technical manager Mark Harper, the executive producer Jim Corno Jr., for the mayor, Mean Joe Groove, and up here in the booth, Tom Hoover, Frank D'Amato, Dennis Wood, down in the truck and sound, Doug Bullard. This is the Hawk. So long, everybody. You've been watching Chicago White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. You're now part of the NBC Sports Group.